What Formula E is doing is monster, okay? They're enabling people to use vehicles without emissions. Does it get any better?
The ABB FIA Formula E World Championship returns to the heart of Red Hook, Brooklyn for this year's ABB New York City ePrix. The track winds its way around the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal site, snaking around the harbor front in the shadow of Manhattan's majestic skyline. As a borough surrounded by water on three sides, the threat of climate change is very real. For many fans watching today, the race for the future has never been more poignant.
I'm Vinnie Calabro, owner-operator, captain of Karen Ann. This is Roger, my partner, Mirage. Well, I've been fishing since I'm 8 years old, so I got a pretty good pulse on the environment.
So I have a body shop, and I also do this. We've been fishing together for about 30 years. You know, we met when I was a kid, so it's been great. You know, we've fished together for a long time.
I fish 2 or 3 times a day, every day of the year, so that's 800-900 times a year. And I'm just as excited as I was when I was 12 years old. Why? Every day's different. We fish the whole New York Bight, Jamaica Bay, Raritan Bay, South Jersey, New York Harbor. Sometimes late in the fall, we're up in Connecticut. The water's warmer, okay? For example, right now, the temperature up here is 75.9 degrees. Got a fish on, Cap? From a fishing standpoint, we're seeing a lot of exotic species now. You're seeing, you know, cobia up here, sheep's head, things you never saw years ago.
Formula E is a championship that wants to promote electric cars. Why? Obviously, we have climate change as a major issue facing humanity today. We are racing in Brooklyn, in New York. New York is a city that may disappear with the effects of climate change, especially with the rise of sea level. The Arctic is melting, and the water here is going to go up. And we're in Brooklyn, we're the water right there. So we want to highlight those problems, we want to highlight some of the solutions, and electric cars can be part of the solution to reducing CO2 emissions and fighting climate change.
There are some electric boats, especially down south in lakes where you can't use gasoline-powered engines. So there definitely is a niche for that. Use a fuel and a battery, or eventually go to all battery. That would be great. Look, it's more cost efficient. You're not burning a fossil fuel, so it's environmentally friendly. So across the board, it's a no-brainer.
Although it may be some years before we see full electric ships crossing the Atlantic on a single charge, the tide is turning in favor of electric mobility. As the sun sets on the first of 2 ABB Formula E races in Brooklyn this weekend, it looks as though electric cars in New York are here to stay.